One Hardball Talker channel.
You know, I read the columns and I hear all the discussions. What I find is that people are very willing to just accept what is presented.
A big trick has been played on all of you.
Because you see, implicit in this argument which is being presented that this is a time of crisis, this is a matter of national importance, there is this great urgency that we must treat the law as a matter of convenience.
While the government reluctantly opted to continue this revenue measure, the rationale is that the discontinuation of this measure during the current economic climate, which has significantly been altered by the passage of Hurricane Melissa, would result in a significant fall-off in government revenues.
This present piece of legislation that you are hoping to amend does not in any way relieve the consideration that you are taking private funds.
Also, without this revenue measure, Mr. Speaker, the government would either have to reduce expenditure or table a tax package to cover the shortfall. It is expected that the NHG will be able to continue to operate profitably while seeking to expand access to housing.
Listen, the only word that can describe government taking private funds without the consent of the persons giving it or of the persons who own it is expropriation.
And that trick is that you were led to believe that the government can deliver water, road, security, health care, housing.
HT is outsourcing much of its lending to the private sector now. It has to be paying a subsidy to the private sector for the interest rate on those mortgages, which is a cost to the NHT. And the shelter crisis of Jamaicans continues.
You know, it wasn't any mistaken language when Michael Manley said it is the financial institution of the housing sector. Because effectively, this is where poor people would put their money, save it with that institution to get housing.
In a very real sense, and is not being met by the housing policy of this government. Mr. Speaker, that is the context in which this bill is being debated today. We will not support this bill. This bill could have achieved our support had we had consultations and worked out what we consider a reasonable arrangement given the hurricane that passed.
Technically now it is akin to you putting your money in the bank and the government going to the bank and say, give me the money. You want a better analogy? You want a better analogy? Oh no, that was good, but I'm giving you a better one. A better analogy, Mr. Speaker, and I'm sure everyone in this country will understand. Michael Manley set up an institution like a partner. A revolving fund. You put in your money, when your turn comes, you get your benefit. What has happened now is that the government stick up the partner bank.
This has been going on for 10 long years. Melissa was 2025. This has been going on from 2016. So the government cannot be allowed to just come to the parliament and to totally ignore the total tribal statements that they made before. Unpatriotic statements when they placed the country in a precarious position and we had to beg to restore Jamaica's reputation. They can't come now to ignore that and suggest that all of a sudden what they are doing is the responsible thing.